Alright, welcome back again. So as I have mentioned, we're going to continue with our discussion when it comes to planning. So as I have mentioned on the other video, on the even with the discussions, we have to consider the first function of management, which is planning. And as I mentioned as well, we have to plan for our um, human resource, for our people. So we are going to plan for our money, for the capital investment. We're going to plan for our machines, for the materials that we have, and even the methods or the process that we are going to apply in our business. We are going to plan for all of those. And for now, for today, let me try to give you an idea on what are a particular content, or what are the particular things that is being included in each and every plan, that each and every department in an organization had, right? Now, let me talk about sales planning. Sales planning, or it's part of the marketing department job, to plan for the sales. So what's being included in here? So in a particular business, we have the so-called target, we have the so-called quota for a business to achieve. And all of this needs to be achieved by the department, so that the mission or the vision of the company will surely be achieved, right? And sales planning, this includes how are you going to introduce the product in the market. This requires, do we need to have a heavy advertisement? What social media platform are we going to use? Are we going to use the mainstream media? Are we just going to use a print media, or we just do nothing at all? So that's how, like, you talk about promoting product in the market. Now it depends on who is the who will gonna be our audience, who will gonna be your customer. You know, with the sales planning, this also includes how your salespeople work in a particular areas, in a particular territory. How many targets or quotas do they have in each and every salespeople that you have? What do they need to have for them to be able to go around in the area where they are assigned to? Okay, this includes like how they are going to develop their daily sales coverage plan. This includes also on how the salespeople going to have profiling the customer, prospecting the customer. How are they going to approach the customer? So these are all parts of the so-called sales plan. Now, you marketing students, you are going to be involved in this kind of planning the moment that you're going to step out and finish your degree, and then step out in the industry. So you're going to deal with this so much. Now we talk about financial planning. So as I have mentioned, in the financial management, the different components, we have capital budgeting there, we have investment, fund sourcing, fund distribution. So in the financial planning, those are also being part of it. So what particular investment do the company is planning in the near future? Where are you going to source the funds for you to be able to have that particular investment? Now, is the company trying to source the funds from your written earnings, or is like, are you going to get the funds from borrowings, or whatever is the possible source? But the reason why it has to be planned, because the company needs to balance on which of those sources the company would be able to at least minimize the cost, you know and which of those sources are favorable for the company, for the business. So that's the reason why they have to definitely plan ahead. As you can see, when the company has to have their earnings, and that earnings, or the so-called profit, as what they say, will go to the balance sheets. If you're going to make use of it as a part of your cash for daily operations, are you going to make use of the earnings to pay all of your obligations? Or depends on how are you going to do it. That's part of your job. So you have to plan for that. How much percentage do you use to pay for your debts? How much percentage are you going to have to pay for your stockholders, or for the owners? So we to call the dividends. How much percentage are you going to take to be part of your retained earnings? So it's technically needs to be planned so that for the smooth operation of the business, you know, whatever income that the company has, it has to be planned properly on how are you going to make use of it. Now, even before you acquire those funds, there were companies that actually plan on what they're gonna do when they have to, when they try to make all of this product converted into cash, all those inventories converted into cash, into sales. Now, they even have a plan on how to do it. Now, that's the reason why sometimes if those plans or if the company cannot convert those inventories into cash or to sales, and they need the amount, that they are projecting, definitely what they gonna do is to, some borrowings. And if they're having hard time, sending the product, or selling the product, then the marketing department should do something about it. This is part also of the sales planning. Production plan is also, when it comes to production plan, we're talking about how are we going to make use of our machines. Is the machines that we have enough for a so-called number of productions? How many people do we have? Are the people properly equipped with all the knowledge and information on how to make use of all those machines? Are they familiar with the process? Are they familiar with the procedures in the production department? So those are part of the plans that the production department needs to have, because if they're gonna hire a new employees or a new worker, so the department should know what to do. It has to undergo an orientation. It has to go with so-called training maybe. So why you have to pass those? Seems like a very organized process, because it has been planned ahead that whenever you hire someone, you have to do this. Because if not, then probably it might create some problems within the organization. So you have to have those, so that people within the organization has a guide. So that's definitely the benefits of planning. Same with the HR. With the HR planning, that technically includes the recruitment, hiring, and selection. But it's not doesn't stop there, because they also handles the benefits. They also handles the grievance procedures. So there were plans that already in place if all of possible those things would happen in the future. you know and even the HR department also have plans when it comes to employees improvement, employees development, when it comes to employees growth. They have plans of that one, so it's being in place. Now, what's the reason for this? What's the use of this? So that the flow of the operations within the organizations are guided, and those guides and whatever they're doing with their HR, production, finance, and sales, it's aligned with the company's holistic approach when you look at the strategic plan on their mission and the vision, their objectives, their goals that they wanted to achieve. It's always aligned. Because if there is one department that is not aligned with what they wanted to have, then probably the company may not be able to achieve what they wanted. So it's just, if you look at it, it might be difficult, but it's not that difficult. Why? Because it's very basic. You have to work as a team. You have to work as coordinated as you can. Bakit? Just for you to make sure that what each and every department are doing, it's heading towards what the entire company is envisioned, what the entire company is looking ahead. Okay? So that's how powerful planning is. Alright? So that's one function of management that you have to always remember. That even in your personal life, you have to have a certain plan so that you'll be guided. What you wanted to achieve, what you are doing right now, how far you've been through to achieve what you wanted, and how far you've been through for like getting those or possibly overcoming those trials, where you are at now. Nasaan na kayo men? What are you doing? Okay? You have to evaluate yourself. Because this plan can be used personally. This planning process, you can use it personally. It doesn't have to have any sophisticated techniques. The only thing you need to do is just what you're capable of doing, what you wanted to have. If you have all of those, then you can definitely develop a concrete plan on what you wanted to achieve. Now, when you're working, just be guided with it. That even you are in the marketing department, finance, or whatever department you have to work as a team, and you have to work towards the goal and objectives of your business, of your company. Okay? So that's what planning is. Alright? Now, in the next video, I will be talking about, I have to cut this one, and talking about the next functions of management. Hope that you could always view with this one, and you have to bear in mind that how powerful this plan is. You know, it's either a strategic plan, it's either a tactical plan, an operational plan, or a contingency plan, used as a backup, just in case problems would happen. No matter what plan you're doing, it's always been in line with what the company's mission and vision. All right? Thank you, and see you in the next video.